Hello, and welcome back to the Druidic Stormcloud channel, where we are going to be playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope you are all ready and are going to enjoy the content. It's been an interesting game so far. When last we left off, we discovered what was turning people into uh, piles of flesh that are erupted from within by a magical creature. Apparently, some sort of parasitic seed that creates a portal that summons the creature inside the person. It's as horrific and bad as you would think. But let's go ahead and jump right into it because we need to figure out what we're supposed to do next. Okay. Okay, we need to visit the Goblin Village. There we go. Oh, stop yelling and listen to me. I'm trying to talk some sense into you. There's nothing to talk about, I love. This is my home. Here I was born and here I die. And just here I die. You dolt. That's what I'm saying. You stay and you'll die before your time. Can't you see what's going on? Monsters, goblins, and bandits. Turn your back for a moment. There's some fiend clawing right out of your neighbor's entrails. You talk too much. Just do your work. Pray to Aristil and stay close to your home and family. That's all there is to it. We've seen worse. Hi, back when you were half your age and unmarried. Eric, old friend, think of Jenny and your little ones. What if some beast comes knocking at your door? You're a woodcutter, not a swordsman. We have to leave the barony while we still can. Aristil, have mercy. Your grace. Forgiveness, your grace. We were just discussing the crops. We don't have a good diplomacy, so that's not going to... I cannot make this decision for you. As the ruler of this realm, I do all I can to keep you and your families from harm's way. These are troubled times, and we are all working hard to restore order and peace, bring peace. However, only you can decide whether you will stay. For I have no power over the hearts of others, nor seek to command them. Yeah, honestly that. Oh, your grace, how could we ever leave you when we see how hard you work? Forgive my words, your grace. I'm a simple man. Aristil didn't see fit to grant me courage. So off I go, blabbering about Aristil knows what. You know how it is. Let's go. Let the Baron go about his business. We've got our own jobs to do. Don't you worry, your grace. I don't know about the others, but we'll be by you to the end. Okay, and sell all that. you are always going to be in the party. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I know you're staying in the party. You're the only one with the rogue skill set. We're going to see if their stuff continues, even if they are not behind it. Oh. Okay, this is one that we need to do, I guess. Where is this goblin camp? Goblin village. Where is this goblin village? Honestly, I think this is the only one. Oh, peaceful travelers. Okay, let's go talk to them. A skeleton walks slowly towards you. His skull is filled with coins which glimmer through his empty eye sockets, clinking with every step. He halts beside the cart filled with valuable looking items. He waves at you in a friendly manner with his bony hand. Hello, hello. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the skeletal salesman. Do not look upon my face, or its absence. Look at my wares. Choose, buy. Okay. Sling staff. Okay, so I can't with you. Robe of Consciousness. Huh. Yeah, we're going to give you this. And this. Then we're going to go over to this. Wait, no, not this. We want this. Alright. Now, with her, we're going to look at armor as well. Nope. Okay, as for you... Nope. Can't afford that, so... Okay. And continue.
I need to catch my breath.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Right now, we're going to rest. Manage. Okay, and...
There must have been many others of your faith at the Academy.
You'd be surprised, but no. It's called the Academy of Grand Arts, but the Goddess of Beauty isn't widely honored there. Callistria and Desna are much more common.
Troll clearing. Secluded lodge. We're not going in there. I don't even know what day of the week it is, so... Seeing you, Keston nods. Under his coat, you notice a suit of armor. A sword hangs at his belt. The guard is ready for a fight. Or is ready to fight. I'm happy to see you, my Baron. While we were waiting for you, I have had enough time to choose a good place for the ambush. I've read your letter and came as soon as I could. Thank you, Your Grace. I've decided you'd like to see this place with your own eyes. Lemeshtu Shrine is on the other side of the hill. I suggest we set an ambush right here. The visibility is good, so we can watch the cultists unnoticed and choose the right moment to strike. If you wish, you can examine the location. What do you know about Lemeshtu? Not much, Your Grace. But I've heard some things. Goblins, kobolds, and other wild beasts worship her. She helps them to breed, protects their young. As for people, the blessing of Lemeshtu is too dangerous for them. A woman can give birth to something so terrible that the villagers might decide to drive a mother and a child out of the village, or worse. You can go down and take a look at the shrine. The scouts who've been watching cultists told me about hideous rituals that were performed here. Cultists disfigure and mutilate themselves, shriek like demons. He frowns in disgust. I just can't imagine who in their right mind, except for goblins, would ask Lemeshtu for help and agree to be part of this abomination. Alright, so we're allowed to investigate beforehand.
All according to plan. I'm glad to help.
I see something!
Oh. Random Kurai. Gift of Death. Interesting. we ready for the ambush? He nods his head, or shakes his head. Not today. Come back later, and we'll get them when they least expect us. Okay. Alright, nothing that way, and we do not have the correct day of the week, apparently. Because for whatever reason, they decided to include that. Actually, let's go in there and we will...
Valerie, didn't you like stories, even as a child? I can't believe that. All children like stories.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm not a child anymore. Maybe you should grow up at last too.
I heard that in a faraway tribe, people entertain themselves by throwing huge logs. Whoever throws it the farthest is the strongest.
Throwing logs. Ha! What weaklings. The mammoth lords lift mammoths. I used to lift 2 at once.
Enemy approaching.
Oh boy.
Consider me provoked.
Giant slug.
Serves you right.
Let us strike as one!
Tear them apart!
Yay, we can do it.
In due time.
This is for you!
Single militiaman. Much to his priest is yellow. Why is he yellow? He's gonna run away, isn't he?
They go down!
Yep.
Do not falter!
You deserved it.
Okay.
I'll fight if I have to.
Bring it! Onwards!
Any last wishes? You can't stop me!
Keston is down. Please don't be dead.
Tear them apart! Stay behind me!
This is where I step in. Consider
Oh, good, he's okay. The triumph over the wicked Limeshtu cultists proved incomplete. Some villain or villainess had slipped away under the cover of darkness and into a narrow gorge among the rocks. Without a second thought, our brave Baron and loyal Kestrin and their comrades in arms rushed after the fleeting figure. The figure, clad in black, was barely visible in the dark. The villain had gotten far ahead of us. At the last moment, the Baron noticed their prey had turned aside and disappeared behind the rocks. Dexterity. We have our rogue with us. Dexterity. Ooh. Failed but succeeded. The gorge was a din of booted feet, rattling swords, and the curses and snarls of those trying to find their... Still, taking the risk of running into each other or losing their footing on the sharp stones, our hero chased after the runaway. The absence of daylight, the unfamiliarity of the location didn't hinder the brave souls, and they reached the edge of the stone ridge. Some had already started to cheer, for the lover of the dark rituals would soon be in their hands. But there was an unpleasant surprise waiting for us. The cultists hadn't fled after all. They were lying right in wait, right behind the ridge. I had just enough time to spot his raised hands and hear the incantations of some frightening spell before darkness engulfed us. Finding yourself in utter darkness when both the senses of direction and the sight of your friends are lost, it does things to one's mind, especially when the darkness is almost living, breathing, hungry, when it tries to swallow you, to worm its way into your eyes, to blind you forever. At least that's how your true servant felt. Though, to all accounts, she was perhaps the only one among the band who did not surrender to panic. Maintaining her steel-eyed composure, just a desperate moment, and time runs fast. What did our heroes do? Perception. Having decided to plunge through the darkness, Talvis had forgotten one important thing. Besides their companions, there was the surroundings to worry about as well. All we heard was the crack of what might have been Talvis' skull hitting rock, a dull thud as their body slumped to the ground. Closing their eyes, Talvis caught the sound of running feet in the distance, becoming fainter and fainter. But even that faint sound was enough. Once we heard where the cultists had fled, we used the sound like a compass to guide us, and were soon out of the darkness easily. But before the villain disappeared, Talvis noticed an important detail. The runaway was limping on the right leg. When the others were free of the darkness, the cultist was gone. Where could they have gone amongst these rocks? As our brave heroes reached the edge of the plateau, the vastness of the Camel Lands opened up before them. An ocean of high grass as far as they could see. A beautiful sight, but finding our quarry in this green sea would prove difficult. With our heads down and hope lost, we descended to where the small streamlet flowed amongst the stones. And then, before us, good fortune. In his haste, our villain had run through the high grass, leaving a trail for all to see. The party immediately set off, driven by a single desire to capture the criminal who dared to escape the punishment of the Baron, and had led us on this unwelcome chase. We moved as swift as we could, but even the ground seemed to fight us. Rock gave way to mud which grew deeper as we marched on, and seemed to grab at our boots. Even the wind began to rise, lashing at our cloaks, and a foul scent filled the air. Sure signs we were headed towards the gnarl marshes. Soaking wet and exhausted, our heroes came upon a cabin at the edge of the swamp. According to Keston, it was a hunter's lodge owned by Dumra, a hunter who lived there alone, and was known for her great temper and little patience. It also looked as if it might be a place where the cultists would seek shelter. It was unlikely the runaway would brave the depths of the gnarl marshes in the middle of the night. So the Baron opened the door and stepped inside, lighting a torch in the cool night air, letting a touch of the cool night air in. The lodge is lit with only a few candles. On the tables and counters, shadows lie thick. Around the room, a number of people are here. A well-dressed couple at one of the tables, a girl in simple dress, dozens near the opposite wall, and at the counter, an untidy dwarf. She's wiping the mugs and glaring at you. From the half-open kitchen door, you hear the clanging of pans on metal, presumably a stove. Keston looks around with a heavy gaze. Things have gone from bad to worst. We must find the cultists before they flee. We have no idea what they look like. The people in this lodge look surprised and concerned. Each seems to recognize you and asks themselves, what is the ruler of these lands doing here at such a late hour, flanked by armed guards? Keston's hand falls to his weapon. Your Grace, I'm ready to make an arrest, but if you wish to investigate further before making a decision, I'll make sure no one leaves the lodge until you give the order. I'd like to look around and speak with these people. Maybe I'll find something. As you command, Your Grace. No one will leave this house. I will make sure of that. He looks around the hall once again. My advice? Take the room keys. Their personal belongings speak their owner's intent, often more than the masters would like. What's wrong, Marco? A bearded, middle-aged man stands before you. He wears a massive gold chain on his neck. The one beside him gives a polite smile and nod as you approach. I believe my dog needs attention. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I am back. He wanted outside, and well, the last time I was streaming and didn't, he had an accident, which I still don't blame him for. So he's currently outside, and I will step away occasionally to check on him and try and get him back in. The one beside him gives a polite smile and a nod as you approach. Greetings, Baron. The man's voice is so low as to rumble. Let me introduce myself. Cabrin Tedrum from Rostov. He nods to the woman beside him, and this is my wife, Una Tedrum. We've come to your lands to hunt. Yet, I admit, we did not expect to meet you in person. To what do we owe this honor? Let's tell them right off the bat that a crime has taken place nearby. The Tedrums exchange glances. I'm afraid, Your Grace. He looks downcast. We won't be able to help you. Have you seen anyone suspicious? He looks around the hall. We are not accustomed to such company, Baron. Besides, from the Rostov legalist's point of view, every person in this room is suspicious. Do you know anything of the hostess of this lodge? No, I don't. He rubs his brow. And I must say, she doesn't look forward to meeting new people either. Do you recall who came to this lodge in the last hour or so? You cast a look behind you. On second thought, this young woman, I didn't notice exactly when she entered the room. He turns to his wife. My dear, perhaps you recall? What was the name of our hostess used addressing her? Alika, sweetheart. Una shrugs faintly. I cannot recall if I saw her at the start of the evening. Let's go back to the other questions. Tell me about yourselves. I'm a legalist, Baron. He hooks his thumb into his embroidered belt. My job is to ensure Rostov's laws are upheld. My wife is a keeper of the hearth and my loyal companion in prolonged journeys. Una nods without a word, her gaze fixed on you. Legalist. Actually, yeah, let's... Why, to Abadar, of course, divine patron of law and lawyers. He looks at you intently. Sure you're aware of Abadar, are you not? You must be. He smiles slightly about the judge's comment. Not exactly. I work as a legal defendant in cases when a suspect's innocence must be proven. And, I admit, I have moderate success in this field. He seems about to elaborate, then stops. No need to bother you with tedious tales of the courts. Una raises her head. We've decided this trip was in order. We've decided the trip was in order. My husband working long hours during the last several months. So, or has been, or worked. Okay. So he felt the journey would be good for us. Let's go back to the other ones. I doubt it, but news about developments within the Stolen Lands, and your role in them, has traveled far, Talvis. Talvis is a well-known name beyond your borders. He gives a polite half-bow. Far from Bravoya, are you not? You see, I've heard the wildlife here are excellent sport, so I decided to see for myself. Sort truth from rumor, you understand. Fortunately, my fair wife was in favor of the trip, so here we are. Do you prefer snares or a bow? A bow. What kind of prey do you hunt? He freezes. Cougars. He swallows again, as if fighting to take a breath. Magnificent predators. Worthy prey for a worthy hunter. Well, I hope you enjoy your hunting. Let's change topic. An odd place to rest for the night. Why, Baron! She gives a false smile. We adore this charming dwelling. She glances around the dim hall. Her smile remains, but you notice she raises an eyebrow at her surroundings as if in judgment. Key to your room. Succeeded at a perception check. Despite Una's cool expression, you notice a bead of sweat running down her temple as she spots your glance. Her lips tighten. Kedron takes a key from his purse and hands it to you. As you wish, Baron. Oh?
That is not far.
I've broken a nail! Applause, please.
A trivial matter.
There are no hunting bows, arrows, or snares, or any other. Oh? Someone was sleeping there not long ago.
As it should be.
I've been to your room. I found no hunting weapons there. Keshin becomes white as a sheet. You see, well... Una, who was watching her husband closely, touches his shoulder lightly. I beg your pardon, Baron. She leans into Cabron and whispers something in his ear. You hear Una's hiss. Get a hold of yourself, you fool. You'll ruin everything. His words seem to have the desired effect. Cabron suddenly straightens and smiles. Truth be told, it's a rather embarrassing matter. Gives a hollow chuckle. I provide a much worse hunter than I thought. I proved a much worse hunter than I thought. Just imagine. I managed to snap not one, but not two, but 3 bowstrings in a day. Infuriated, I broke my bow across my knee. Shames me even to speak of it. I'll come back to you later. The Tedrums are very interestingly bad.
It is done.
A young woman stands before you, wearing a plain dress and a hooded cloak. Her belly is swollen. She's pregnant, and her time is near. The woman manages a bow. I've heard other people calling you Baron, Your Grace. It's an honor to be in your presence. I am Olika. What are you doing here? I'm taking what rest I can after a long day on the road, Your Grace. I'm a widow. She stops short. I've barely had 2 seasons to mourn my husband, and he left me with a child. In difficult times like these, I've got a sister in Gralton, God bless her. She's agreed to give me a shelter in her house, so I went there. There was nowhere else to go. Are you planning to stay in Grelton? She hesitates. I don't know yet, but if things turn out well, why not? Where are you from? From Galt, Your Grace. I'm from a tiny village near the tract. I guess no one has ever heard about this place. You recall the location of Galt and Grelton, as far as you know. Stolen lands lay aside from the places Olka named. Oh? It was a long journey for you. She shrugs. I've little coin, Your Grace, so I have to beg travelers on the road to ride in their carts. I spend nights anywhere I have to. This place is at least warm and dry. Let's talk about something else. For she gives you perplexed looks, but that's not true. It's not. Tumor, the hostess, she was the last one. I remember her coming in, or coming through the kitchen, looking for a cultist of a dark goddess. Can you help me? Cultist? That's horrible, but how can I help you? Have you seen anything suspicious tonight? She shakes her head. No, I don't think so. Do you know anyone in this hall? First time I've seen these people was when I stepped through the threshold of this lodge. Do you know who came into the lodge last? She frowns. I heard a noise from the kitchen. It was like something fell on the floor. And then this grumpy old lady, Doomra, came out. Let's talk about something else, and I should go. Wait, there was one more option that looked... Ah, key. Okay, Doomra came in through the kitchen. There was the sound of something falling over.
No, I'm embarrassed. I failed. I'm sorry. Done and done.
It is finished.
The mattress is covered with blood-stained cloth and bandages.
I did as you asked.
The chest contains modest clothing, some practical floor.
I did as you asked. Done and done. I did as you asked.
Olka, why are there blood-stained undergarments in your room? What is that from? She takes a step back, her eyes widen with fear. I'll explain. The woman lowers her head and rests her hands on her belly. I'm expecting a baby, but because of the journey, or of all the worries, something that must have gone wrong. It hurts. And I bleed. She starts sobbing. I tried to find out what's wrong, to heal myself, to appease the gods. But I can't accept it. I can't give up this child, my husband's child. All I have left of him. She hides her face behind her hands and starts to weep. Oh. Remember, the priest was saying about it, how there was going to be one with a child, but the mother would die.
A trivial matter.
The kitchen servant is busy, grinding herbs in a mortar. She's wearing a dress soaked with dark stains, and her hair is knotted in a bun, with a few stray hairs poking free. The woman doesn't appear to notice you as she makes her way to the stove. You notice she's limping badly on her right leg. Before you can speak, she turns, sees you, and freezes. Who are you? Named Sunana, or Suana. I cook for Tedrums, nobles from Stav. She wipes her hands on her apron. What will it be? What can you tell me about your masters? She frowns. No quicker road to trouble. Talking about masters, that is. She glances at your clothes and sighs. How would you like it if your servants were all a gossip about you? They pay you regular, not stingy with their coin. They don't yell much, so I count myself fortunate. I do. Why are they here, you think? None of my business. Might be they have things to do, but I wouldn't know it. I mend, I cook, and I serve where needed. Alright, enough about the tantrums. We're looking for a criminal who might have fled this way. What can be seen here, you say? Ask Dumra. She runs the house, she does. Has anyone come to the kitchen recently? Only Dumra came. No doubt checking to see if I'm palming the silver. As if there's anything worth stealing here. So there's not. Mrs. of the Smudge doesn't mind you cooking in her kitchen. As if she came here often herself. She throws up her hands. Filth piled in corners. Floor sandal deep in dirt. I had to work my fingers to the bone to clean this kitchen before I could start a proper meal in this. She curls her lips. This cowshed. What are you cooking? She glances above the stew pot. That's for tomorrow. Tomorrow's midday meal, that is. You take the lid off the pan. Some brew and boils inside. It looks strange and smells odd. You lean over, smell the stew, and immediately flinch. The acrid stink of vinegar feels like a punch in your face. Besides, you can smell some strange spice which would be appropriate in a dessert, but not in the first course for dinner. Alright, we won't trouble you any longer. The key. Room. I don't have a room except here in the kitchen. Bed's a bench. Still warm enough.
What's that?
Trivial matter.
Back door was used.
In due time.
Okay. You were the one. A sturdy, dour-faced dwarf stands before you, hands on her hips. Despite the wrinkles on her face, she looks more than capable of handling herself. The one looks up at you with caution, throwing a quick glance toward your companions. Your Grace. She chooses her words carefully. What an unexpected visit. I'm the hostess of this place. My name is Dumra. How can I help you this hour? People say you came into the hall last. She looks at you closely for a moment, then grunts. Right. She speaks slowly, as if keeping her temper. I went out to the kitchen when this clumsy girl knocked over some of my pots. What of it? How many people are in the lodge now except you? Watch yourself. There are 3 of them, all sitting over there. She nods towards the guests. That one in the kitchen. Guessing she's the servant of these 2 noble folk. They look to be carrying all the coin. What is this place? Can't you see for yourself? A place where people can rest after the hunt, enjoy a tankard or 2, and fill their gullet. Nearest tavern is far, you know. What's the main hunter's prey in these parts? In the flatlands, they go for fox and deer, birds in the swamp. There's always a chance of running into something more dangerous, of course. This is not an inn. She looks around the room. It's my home. I hunt for a living and let other fellow hunters spend the night here, if they find themselves too far from a tract. How long have you been living here? She squints at you, searching her features. Many years now. I know the whole neighborhood, flatlands and the swamps. I'm looking for someone. Can you help me? She gives you a sullen glance. It seems she's not too happy to talk to you, but she doesn't dare. A cultist of Lameshtu is hiding in your lodge. I have to find them. She stares at you for a moment and utters a hoarse chuckle. One of Lameshtu's own? That's quite a story you've spun, Your Grace. Next you'll tell how I'm holding Rovagug down in the cellar. And what's your proof that I hide this cultist? So what? Baron, enough! She clasps her hand. You're in the stolen lands, you can't swing a dead cat. I'm not their word. They come, they pay for or why should I? They keep quiet? Why should I care who they are? So what if this culprit did wrong? Her voice becomes thick, the corner of her mouth curls down. Shoot a deer in someone else's lands. And now the criminal has to run away as if she was an animal herself? Of course, everyone. What else am I expected? I do. Pick who gets a warm spot near the fireplace and who gets left out in the rain. I'll let you and your thugs through. Though you've put a terror in my other guests. Excuse me, who are you calling a thug? She eyes Octavia and falls silent and shrugs. You're for a last chore. But who knows what thoughts you have in that pretty head of yours. Let's go back to the other questions. And leave. You did it. The woman in the kitchen, your cook? Yes, we just can't imagine our lives without Sana. Una coughs delicately. My constitution demands a unique diet. A private matter, if you don't mind. You were the cult leader. You know about it. You're probably being controlled. You're probably a monster.
All All according to plan.
What you want?
I know what to do.
There's someone who seemed especially suspicious to me. The Tedrum's maid. I think so. He thinks for a moment and nods. As you wish, my baron. I'll bring her. I think, Suna, you know why I brought you here. She casts a wary look at Kestrin, then at you. Would I? How? Do you jest, my lord? She gives a half smile as if uncertain. How can I know what you're thinking? Or you are thinking, I? Kestrin shakes his head. Enough. We know who you are. Lamesh too won't help you. She falls silent for a moment, then straightens like a serpent, her eyes cold with contempt. Is that so? Her accent vanishes, and her demeanor, and the demeanor of a pheasant, shed like a cloak. Then you know little of our faith indeed. The Great Mother is with me. Her voice is ice. Prepare yourself for her. Okay, and I am going to step away to check on my dog real quick. Okay, he still does not want to come in, but he is being good. Alright.
This is for you. Serves you right.
Let us strike as one!
Stop! Stop! I surrender! I surrender! The priestess of Lameshtu holds her hands over her bleeding wounds, moaning in pain. She raises the hem of her skirt and starts to wipe away the blood from her legs. Her right leg is covered in sores, oozing pus and yellow ichor. All these people in the lodge, are they here because of you? The priestess shakes her head. They were searching for the blessing of Lameshtu. Other gods have denied them, and they had to ask Mother of Monsters for her benefaction. The couple of Rostov, did they come to meet you? Yes, several years ago, the lawyer defended a necromancer in court in his native city, and he won the trial. Then all of Tedrum's attempts to conceive a child were doomed to fail. Or since then, Pharmacia didn't want to prolong the bloodline of a man who protected those who would raise the dead. Una has more brains than her spineless mate, so she sought the support of Lameshtu. The child, of course, will bear the mark of the goddess. But Tedrums don't have a choice. Pharmasma's memory is long. What's the story of the merchant's widow? Olka. She's a poor girl clinging to the unborn life in her womb. The seed of her husband was too weak. Olga's child is doomed to perish before coming into this world. Is the lodge hostess involved in all this? She looks at Dumra in disgust. This thoughtless thing? No, she didn't see. Was not smart enough to see. She was... what was transpiring under her own nose? I won't offend the name of Lameshtu by calling the hostess one of her tribe. Enough. Tell me who you are, now. I am the priestess of the cult of Lameshtu, the Great Mother, the ancestress of monsters. The priestess struggles to raise her chin, her voice a hiss. I'm not from these lands. I came because of the pleas of your people, who seek the mercy of my goddess. I came to these lands in secret, hid my identity from everyone except those initiated in the mysteries of the Great Mother. Even the hostess of this lodge had no idea who I was, and those looking for divine benefaction found me on their own. And there are more than enough followers of Aristil, or than the followers of Aristil would believe. Tell me about the cult of Lameshtu. We are numerous and we are strong. The tribe of Lameshtu followers grows every day, breeds and spreads over the lands of Goloran, in search for places to create new packs. What kind of rituals were you performing at the shrine? We prayed to Lameshtu. We asked for new offsprings in the pack. I'll spare you the details, human. Aren't you a merry bunch? She giggles, waving her fingers tauntingly at the priestess. We're gonna go neutral good here. Where's the rest of the Lameshtu cultists hiding? Bone's her face turns to stone. You cannot make me betray the children of the Great Mother. Torture me if you like. Lameshtu will grant me the strength to endure any pain you inflict upon me. Have you allied with the goblins and the other creatures in the area? No. We have the same mistress, but our paths to faith are different. You and your minions unleashed a blight across my lands. Because of you, monsters overrun the barony, and honest people fear for their lives and home. Fear to leave their homes. The priestess of Lameshtu shakes her head and tries to close her wounds, moaning, "That's nonsense. I've heard the stories of what's happening in your barony, human. But I've nothing to do with this." Okay, so it seems that the goddess Lameshtu herself is what's being a problem in our area. That's problematic. The Great Mother rules the monsters of this world, but if you had truly earned her wrath, your lands would be drowning in blood. No, Baron, you must look elsewhere to place blame. Lameshtu and her followers had nothing to do with your troubles. Christian, I have an order for you. Yes, your Grace? Tristan moves close to you. Please, be merciful to these people. Imagine how great their despair must be to turn to the monstrous Lameshtu for help. Though the thought disgusts me, the priestess did try to help them in whatever way she could. Valerie folds her hands across her chest and looks at you with interest. The priestess's guilt is obvious to me. The others, not so much. Honestly, let's go with lawful good here. I don't think the Stolen Lands have ever seen someone as kind as you and noble as you. Harsh, but fair, befitting a true ruler. Wait, your Grace, wait. You can barely hear Olika's words through her sobs. Let me ask you. No, let me beg you. Allow the priestess to perform one last ritual. Let her save my child. I have no other hope except for her. Why did they put this on me? Honestly, personally, I'd explain the problems that would arise from this. Then, if they still wanted it, they would both be under guard until the child is born, the ritual done. If the child is a monster that attacks immediately, it will be dispatched. Either way, once the child is born, all surviving individuals of that would then be exiled, never to return. But for this, fine. You may think of me whatever you like, Your Grace, but I have a duty to my pack. I'll help Ulrika and her child, who will be born as a symbol of Lameshtu's grace. Keshrin throws you throws a tired look over the lodge and rubs his chin. That's all. He looks around the lodge. We'll deal with these people as you've ordered. I suppose it'll be a relief to Dumra to get rid of such troubling guests. I thank you, Your Grace, for your help and for your wisdom. A pity we didn't discover the true reason behind the blight. But at least we have one less mystery on our hands. Have a safe journey, my Baron.
I don't need this. Hey, at least we were able to get the detective stuff going on that. I'm surprised I was able to work that out. Honestly. Goblin Village. Lizard Folk Village. Empty Skull Rock. Wolf Lair. Hey, we avoided the enemies. Oh, there's the Goblin Village.
I need to catch my breath.
You fight good, but you're boring. A block, a lunge, all with a shield in your hand. Where's the fun in that? Just imagine, hit one in the ear, the other in the jaw, and punch the third one so hard he sees above the clouds.
If it
Weren't for my shield, the whole party would spend all we have on healing potions. You like cracking skulls, and I'm perfectly content with that. You'd better let me watch your back. It'll be a lot safer for you.
Only Mill. Let's go ahead and enter the Goblin Village. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and try and get my dog back inside again. I will be right back. Okay, he is back inside. Okay. Oh, a Hydra and a Goblin.
To victory!
The Goblins seem too stupid to be able to pull it off, though. Am I wrong?
Do not falter!
You deserved it.
It regenerated even with fire. Hydras and Pathfinder are dangerous.
Onward! Ah!
Any last wishes? I'll fight if I have to.
Goblin Horsekeeper. Hey, you potion gubbler. Or gulper. Like quests? Going on missions? I have one for you. What did you call me? Potion gubbler. Like sword swinger. Like bow shooter. One of those who go run round wood. Go deep in cave. On mission and questsies. Like that. Hey, now that's just the kind of language the old legends need. Just imagine the saga of Tormund the Brave Potion Gulper, who ran around the woods doing missions. Amazing! What is this task? Short tail make shorter. See? Beastie in cage? Me friend. And I looking after him. We divide work. I open gate, friend goes in, feeds Beastie. Got it? He glances around slightly irritated. But he be lazy. Go away. What I offer is open gate, you go inside, give Beastie food. We're in errands for goblins now. Please tell me you're not serious. Want the creature attack me? No. Nothing like that. He'd be just a pet. Like slug or spider. Small spider. Or grot snake. Pauses. Little grot snake. Alright, open the gates. Well, you real hero. I sees it. Go in. Play with him. I bring food right away. It's going to attack me. Okay, it's not attacking me.
Focus on the goal. I shall end this.
Yep, it attacked me. Yep, it attacked.
Stay behind me. This is where I step in. You can't stop me.
Let us strike as one!
Serves you right.
Your prime. Oh, one friendly creature. Personal. Okay.
Bring it!
Consider me provoked.
Ah, don't believe it. The beastie attacked. No. Who would have thought? You're not angry, yes? Why am I wasting my time on you?
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration. You deserved it.
Do not falter!
This is for you!
Tear them apart!
Any last wishes?
Onwards!
Okay.
I'll fight if I have to.
They go down!
This is where I step in.
Stay behind me!
You can't stop me!
Ah!
Serves you right.
Let us strike as one!
Okay.
Consider me provoked.
There we go. Sneak attack is a great feature. Especially if you hold the enemy down with a few tanks and get it every turn.
Bring it!
This is for you. You deserved it.
Onward!
Okay.
Tear them apart!
And it exploded.
I did as you asked.
Follow my lead.
You see that?
Done and done.
This requires your attention.
I did as you asked.
What's that?
I did as you asked.
In due time.
No, everyone. Okay, here we go.
Done and done.
Ouch! I can't believe it. He passed the traps. The goblin taps his fingers together as if it helps him think. Beads of sweat forming on his brow. What I do now, I do know, I do. Goblin raises his hands and as if welcoming you. Congratulations, Shanks. You passed my first test. And for that, he begins drumming his fingers again, and a bead of sweat builds on one becoming so large it begins to curl his ear down. For that, you get a gift. Wait here. Wait, I bring it right away. I'll be back before you know it. Goblin begins backing away, wiping his hands shakily over his rags. Little pest, I'll cut you in half. Ugh. Leave out of my sight. Having backed away to what he deemed far enough, the goblin raises his forefingers defiantly and spits at you. Or forefingers. Then scampers off in a run, giggling to itself. Goblin
That is not
merchant.
far.
As you approach, the goblin stands grinning with wide, yellow teeth, almost as sharp as his eyes are, and has a large, dirty sack behind him. which you almost mistook for a second goblin. Ah, an adventurer! Greetings and welcomes. I trick a buyer. I sell, I trade. Whatever you sword swingers need, I offer. Want to buy something? I can see it in your eyes. Yes, yes, do. Yes, you do. Just 5 money pieces. Not got that much. 10 then. No. Twist my wrist. I give discount. Just half. Half 100. So, have deal? Deal? What are you selling? Everything you be needing for adventurers. Spell casting, sword swinging. Just look at yourself. Who can you beat with metals and craftings like that? Only today, only for you. Bestest weapons made by goblins. Bestest crafter. Just wait. Show me your wares first. I'm gonna sell a lot of stuff. This is going to our evil inquisitor. I think this can actually go to him. Okay, and sell all that. Let's see what this gets us. Goblin's palms are covered with something sticky you can't identify, but can definitely feel crawling on your skin. Obviously, oblivious, he continues to shake your hand with enthusiasm. He's got an amazingly strong grip. Great, we rich now. A deal of all time. Slowly stops shaking your hand and takes the opportunity to you take the opportunity to unpeel yourself from his grip. Wait, hold on. What are we dealing about now? How's the merchant trade? Not good. One can't trade with them. They no money. Not a single lives shiny or copper circle. Only teeth, rocks. He suddenly brightens. Hey, what about you? You got money? Just as suddenly he narrows his eye. But maybe you try fool me. See where's take, where's run. If so, I'd be seeing money first. Alright, so we have a goblin merchant in the goblin village. Interesting indeed.
I found something interesting.
Oh?
As it should be. Our victory is certain.
Okay.
Any last wishes? I'll fight if I have to.
Stay behind me!
This is where I step in. You can't stop me.
Okay, and there we go.
Let us strike as one!
They go down!
Well, that was bad rules. That one was more successful.
Serves you right. Consider provoked.
And there we go. Alright.
Enemy approaching.
Okay. A goblin blessed by Lanesh 2. And he's named. He's named Knock Knock. You gotta love joke names like that.
This is for you.
Not full time.
You deserved it.
Spell. 3rd level. Cure serious wounds.
I'll fight if I have to.
Onward!
Any last wishes?
Skin and collect.
The Shatshanks not believe Knock Knock. Poked him with words and spears and torches. Bite him, kick him. Who be survivor now, huh? Knock Knock. Me. Always me. Hail Lamashtu. Greet and meet heroes. Seen how I dealt with them? They were like, we be smashing you. And I snarled back, no, I be smashing you. And the beast was, "Rah!" and bite again. That's it.
Who are you?
I be the Ear of Lamashtu. Oh, no, not that. I be the Seer of Lamashtu. That's who I be. Her favorite of many. I bring her message. She protects me. Sends me offerings to eat and whatnot. I be important. Very important person.
What makes you think you are the Seer of Lameshtu?
I had dream. Llama told Knock Knock in her big white arms, rock me, let me suckle her skulls, pet my head and sing. Who's smartest? Who bravest? Who favorite? Knock Knock, that's who. And the next day, proof. I found nest, untouched with eggs. It be a sign. And bigger sign? Llama just saved me, right before your eyes.
Why did they want to kill you?
It be because of that half-head shaman. Bees bite his back. He be crazy. Something get in his way. He be snarling and poking people with fork.
Can you tell me about the incursion of enchanted beasts?
Beasts? Llama be their mother, like all beasts. But she not birthed them out this way. No way. Half-head shaman lie to make people fear him. Shatshanks stride around all puffed up. Everyone bows. Even King won't bark a word against him. He says God has sent us these beasties to answer his prayers. He even made us uproot village. He says there is thing of goddess nearby, where beasts come from, called and he calls me a blasphemer.
What should we do about your kin?
They deserve a knock across heads, all of them. Yet, better not knock. You see, Big Mother Idol? Shatshanks hide in her shadow so can beg and whine for Llama to poison, stab, bite, kill whoever hurts goblins. Don't make Lamashtu Mother mad. Let them live.
Alright. Thanks for the information, Knock Knock.
Hey, where you going? Wait till I untie myself. I go with you. We heroes, we march together. The shaman fled. I bet your hide he come back for revenge. He hates you, Longshanks. Hates your guts. Mine too. Let's follow him, then kick him hard in his guts. Teach him a lesson. We kick the king in his guts too while we be there.
I want the goblin friend
I want the goblin friend.
Onwards for the adventures!
Adventures indeed. I am using that phrase. I am 100% using that phrase. Okay. What class are you? I don't know what class you are. Knife Master? Is that a form of rogue? It is. He's chaotic evil. Yep, it's a type of rogue. Okay.
I did it. I did.
Okay. Throne room is full of people. Your allies stand around the throne, waiting in silence as you approach. The atmosphere is tense. Today, you'll be discussing the strange and deadly blight that struck your barony. The gloomy silence is only penetrated by loud chewing. Knock Knock has grabbed a whole fried chicken from the table and is busy devouring it, ignoring everyone else completely. Oh, Knock Knock. Good Knock Knock. Jod folds his hands on his chest. Well, now that we're here, let's sum up what we know. We've each spent a lot of time and effort to learn what we can about where the monsters come from.
and what's causing these strange disease. I hope this conversation can help shed some light on the situation. Kestrin shakes his head slowly. We need to hurry. If we don't find the source of this blight and eliminate it, we may end up with a rebellion on our hands. Let's summarize what we've found up to this point. Jod, Kestrin, and Tristan, look at you closely. Jod, the surgery showed it was magic seeds causing the disease, correct? Right. Judging from the location of the patient's body, the seeds were ingested. It seems likely that they're initially extremely small, almost invisible to people, and simply swallow them with their food. Once the seed is in the stomach, it begins to grow and cause the symptoms we've seen in our patients. As soon as the seed gains enough strength, it sprouts and turns into a magic portal. Just like a bud turning into a flower. Still forgive me. Jod stares into the distance a moment. Something must have possessed me to say that. It really does look like blooming. Each seed tears the body of its victim, just like a flower tearing its bud. Kestrin, we've discovered that Lameshtu cultists weren't involved in the monster infestation. He nods. It doesn't mean they're innocent of other crimes, but the monster invasion, at least, is not their work. Hearing the name Lameshtu draws Knock Knock's attention. Mother is not to blame here. Told you, but who listens to me? I understood your point, and I acknowledge it, Knock Knock. We're simply going over everything we've learned. The goblins obviously like having these monsters around. To them, it's a sign of Lameshtu's benevolence. Kestrin grunts. I'd say they're just excited by anything new that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they're linked to this story somehow, but I doubt the seeds were created by any goblin shamans. Besides, a plan like this seems a little beyond the local goblin chief's intelligence. Knock Knock raises his head. Know what I'm thinking? I think Goblin King is rotten lace scratcher. Shaman plays him like reed pipe, babbles about Lameshtu, then plots behind his back. Wait a minute. Is Tartushio pretending to be a goblin this time? Can you tell me where these monsters come from, Tristan? The ones that appear because of this bloom. Tristan raises his eyes from the papers on the table. Undoubtedly from some other or some world alien to our own. All the monsters appearing from the bloom are exceptionally large and strong. It would be rare to encounter such specimens in the Stolen Lands, or even on most of Golarion. But it's impossible to say what it is that lies on the other side of the portals that's intent on killing your people. That's all I need to know about the results of the research. Kestrin and Jod exchange glances. Tristan continues to dig through the papers. So, the bloom's essential properties are strange seeds getting into people's bodies, which cause their disease and eventually create magic portals. Now we just need to discover where these seeds are coming from. Tristan is examining a map, or the map on the table from the shadows, gives a small cough. If I may, I've noticed an interesting detail. Well, two details to be precise. First, the seeds afflict mostly the villagers. There have been no records or recorded cases of disease within the city limits, except for those who came here looking for the cure. Jod nods. That's right. Thus, we can assume a common factor in how people are exposed to the seeds. Many villages get their food from the same territory. Tristan slowly shakes his head. I don't think food's the problem. Take a look. He points at the map. We have the most cases of disease here. Here and over here. Monsters mostly attack here and here. The cleric's fingers travel down the map, pointing or tapping points along a fluid line. You see, the situation is most dire along the banks of the Gudrun River. Everyone examines the map closely. Son of mercy. Jihad exhales slowly. Exactly, along the river. That must be where the seeds are coming from. From their drinking water. You have to go upstream. Kestrin, the militia most often finds monsters by the river, right? We used to think that monsters were just coming to the river for a drink. He rubs his forehead. But if what the cleric says is right, there are dozens of villages along the riverbanks, hundreds of people. How many are likely infected or are already infected? He looks at you closely. Are you suggesting we wait for them to all succumb to this bloom, Baron? Let's pray we can deal with the situation before that happens. We have to go upstream, find the source of this blight. Knock Knock jumps at your words. Take me! Me! The goblin bares his sharp, crooked teeth. I want to settle the score with the king. Kestrin straightens up and flexes his shoulders. If you'll allow me, Baron, I'll take the lead on this. I'll take the best members of the militia with me and sweep the woods along the river. We'll look under every rock if needed. He muffles a cough. After everything they've been through, these people deserve a chance to discover the source of their misfortune. Yes. Narrow our search down, Kestrin. Uncover the source and then we'll deal with it. Don't die. Thank you, Baron. I hope you'll join us soon. Kestrin gives a short bow, turns around, and leaves. Okay. Jod, how are the patients in the prison doing? The cleric smiles satisfied. After finding the source of the disease, we've been working to remove the seeds from people day and night. We've saved so many. But his face falls. But for each patient we cure, we receive 2 newly infected. Tristan, how did you find the link between the disease and the river? The cleric glances pensively at the map. You see, Baron, these seeds are not the only sign of something abnormal at work. Remember the ruins where we first met? The glade near those ruins, full of huge flowers? Glades such as that tend to appear all over the stone lands. Seems strange, does it not? Especially if you take into account that the magic seeds and the portals that they create look like flowers themselves. Jod even calls this disaster the bloom. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Had some phlegm. I'd like to research this natural phenomenon, and perhaps he stops talking as loud, hasty steps are heard in the main entrance. Ketchum runs into the room. Your Grace, we have trouble. The peasants are rioting. Ugh. That's the only solution these nitwits can come up with. Don't worry, Baron. As long as they're not setting fire to the streets, we still have a chance of coming to a peaceful resolution. If you allow me, I'll go speak with them. Do my best to calm the crowd. And if peace doesn't prevail, your guards will stand with you. Let's go. I can hear their shouting even from here. We didn't get to ask knock knock. The murmuring crowd takes up almost the entire square. The murmuring turns to shouts at your arrival, and a stone flies out of the crowd and strikes the cobbles at your feet. There he is! Out at last. Damn his eyes. Please hear me out before you lynch me. I know you're tired and disgruntled. I am too. Day after day, I and my companions seek a solution for your misfortunes. We've saved so many from this terrible disease, and if the gods have mercy, we can save even more. So please, let us do what we can. Return to your homes, to your loved ones. They need you as much as I need your patience and good faith. The crowd before you sways and mumbles. People look at one another, talk in hushed tones, shake their heads and frown. It seems rebels who were screaming and cheering a minute ago lost all their confidence. Finally, one of the peasants opens his mouth. The Baron is right. You really believe this? It's pure nonsense. Don't you get it? We could run the Baron through, but it wouldn't change a thing. He's of more use to us alive than dead. So be it, Baron. We'll let you pass, but don't forget, we're trusting you with our lives. Find the source. Save our children from this terrible sickness. Okay. Oh, that'll expire a month from now. Okay. That one failed. That one was a triumph. Okay, we have this. We can claim this. Okay, claimed that. My respects, Your Grace. The Storyteller bows. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there is an important issue concerning my responsibilities. As a curator, I could not help but notice the level of education in your barony is abysmal. Many citizens don't know how to read, and they send your children not out to study, but to work from dawn to dusk. We must break this vicious cycle. Make the first step. Order the opening of the village schools, or at least contact the priests who are educated enough to teach the congregation reading, writing, and natural science. Of course, this will require a little investment. Yes. The storyteller nods. Oh, wise decision, Your Grace. I found artifacts. Can you restore them? Five. How are you handling your new job? Yeah, he likes it. Good, good. 7. Okay. Oh, another cloak of heroism and a sigh. Switching those out like that, that way we have a rogue. found it.
Hoping not fight back. Best kind of fight.
Good, this one isn't coming up anytime soon.
This is where I step in.
Bring it!
Stay behind me!
Not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Okay.
Serves you right.
Tear them apart!
Let us strike as one!
Be easier if you not fight back. Come here, Bax. Not stab you. That hurt? Good.
Okay, we managed to get all of them. Kestrin nods, his armor covered with cuts and scratches. There's blood on his gloves, but he himself is uninjured. You're right on time, Baron. We were losing hope. No longer now that you're here. Further down this path, behind a palisade, lies a nest of goblins. We chanced upon it while heading upriver. I have no idea when these pests managed to build it, and so fast. We scouted it less than 10 days ago, and there was no trace of them. He regains his composure. Whatever the cause, the surrounding area is thick with goblins. Only one of the scouts we've sent made it back. He reports they have raised a fort of sorts at the top of the hill, around a totem to Lameshtu. They packed the fort with cages, with prisoners inside. We've managed to rescue a few of the captives. Others escaped and came back on their own. We've questioned them. They say the shaman performs rituals on the prisoners. We entrenched ourselves here and prepared to an attack, but goblins keep coming at us. They're not giving us a moment's peace. The way they're hounding us, we cannot protect the survivors and attack the camp at the same time. He turns to face you, his eyes determined. Only you can rescue the caged prisoners in the fort, your grace. Yeah, we're going with lawful good here. We had some chaotic neutral, some neutral good, but this is... We gotta save them. I wish you good fortune, your grace. Send the ones you rescue our way. We'll protect them. Can the goblin camp have something to do with the seeds? The only way to find out is to get inside. I'll have to get past the gates and see what's going on in there. How are the prisoners? Some are injured, many are exhausted, and every one of them is terrified after what they've been through. All the prisoners we've spoken to say they are taken to the Lameshtu totem to take part in magic rituals. What's strange is that the shaman doesn't sacrifice anyone. All he does is shriek and pray to Lameshtu, and then forces the victims to drink water until they start to choke. We discovered the magic seeds are transported by water. If the shaman is infecting these prisoners on purpose, then anyone who's consumed the water can create the monsters. There's no time. Who's the prisoners? The prisoners of the shaman. The leader? Scout mentioned seeing a large white beast at the hilltop. He thought it might be a wolf. If it's true, the Goblin King must be somewhere in the camp. If these guys are not exhibiting symptoms, we can get them to the prison and have them treated. I want to tell them about the discovery, but at the same time, it only gives us the option to kill them all. You have to go. Okay, let's gather everything we can. Loot, loot, loot. with this, we're going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you all had a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever you were up to, whenever you were up to it. And if you're watching this over on Twitch, make sure to drop me a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. On either site, really. And if you are on YouTube and you stuck around till the end, if you enjoyed my stuff, here's a playlist of some other stuff I do. Another game I played. If you didn't enjoy my stuff, but you stuck around anyway, maybe my stuff's not for you, but YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so check it out. Have a good one. Bye.